I want to show you the 25K portfolio, how to set it up in MultiCharts. So this is a 10 trading system, 10 algorithm trading system portfolio, 10 different algorithms that trades crude oil, E-mini S&P, E-mini Nasdaq, gold, and soybeans. There are 6 day trade strategies and 4 swing trade strategies. So let's first take a look at crude oil. And here is the past performance summary for Cobra Crude. Strategy performance report. Here's the equity curve with drawdown, and you see it has a trade today. The TradeStation data I'm using in real time is a little spotty, so I recommend IQ feed for your data feed is the best feed in MultiCharts, but there are other data feed possibilities. I've had this on my research platform in TradeStation, which has delayed data on some of these, so that's the reason why it's a little choppy on crude oil. But the back tested data is refreshed. So let's look at Cobra CT3, E-mini S&P. That's the second algorithm we're looking at. Here is the back tested equity curve. These do not include slippage and commission, but if you take a look, we'll look at the average trade profit as well on each of these. 44,525, max drawdown of 4,800. Equity curve with closed trade drawdown, and I also like to look at the total trade analysis. $85 average trade profit. It's a long only trading setup. Let's go back and look at the average trade profit on crude oil. And the average trade profit is $135, 156 on longs, 105 on shorts. This is gap continuation 2019. Take a look at the results here. You see the average trade profit is $32. We talked about this in our webinar. We want a strategy that works well for the time period in which it is designed, which is this time period forward, and we don't want it to do terrible in the past. And so if you add slippage and commission, it's negative from here to here, but from here to here it's positive, and the average trade profit is around $100. I have to look at the exact numbers for this time frame, so don't quote me on that, but we want this strategy. We like the way this strategy works at the current volatility levels. The price of this index is much higher, so the trends are much better, and it's more suited for the current price levels than the past price levels. So it doesn't do terrible in the past, and it meets our criteria, and it does great in the current market environment. For the gap continuation 2019, you see some recent trades. It is currently long today. Let's look at soybean swing, and let's take a look at the results. This strategy I've had a long time. It tests well back to the 80s, and there's been less volatility. So the equity curve is a little bit flatter. You see the cyclical nature of the drawdown curves. One of the most cyclical drawdown curves I've ever seen in a trading system. So it's on my list to go back and look at the seasonality, see if there is some room for improvement. But we're only talking about a $2,000 drawdown during this time period, so trying to time that is pretty tricky. 69,337. It does hold trades overnight. $2,900 max strategy drawdown. Again, it tests back to the 80s. Average trade profit is 171. That's before slippage and commission. So nice average trade profit on that. Let's look at SR counter trend 4 crude oil. And you see the recent short trades on that, some winners and losers. Has an average trade profit of 118. Most of the profits on the short side, or more profit is on the short side. Let's look at the strategy performance report. 32,740. Here is the equity curve, and this one tests well back to the 80s also. It's a very selective strategy. This is SR counter trend 3 crude oil. This one holds positions overnight. And here is the equity curve. You see the strategy performance summary, 70,490. You tend to have the opportunity to make more profits when you hold positions overnight. Max drawdown at 47.40, and the total trade analysis shows 133 average trade profit, more on the long side. So let's go and look at SR counter trend 3 gold. Same strategy on a different market. Again, it holds positions overnight. Average trade profit is 141. Pretty balanced between long and shorts. Strategy performance is 76,270. Total trade, let's see, we already done that equity curve. There it is once again. So nice equity curve. Let's look at Night Trader, one of our top strategies. It's long only, holds positions overnight. And here is the equity curve with the drawdown. Here is the total net profit for this time period, and the total trade analysis is 268. Very robust, very fat average trade profit, and it does hold positions overnight. So let's look at SR Counter Trend 2 E-mini S&P. Total average trade is 64.38. This one tests well back to 1997. Here is the equity curve. Recent equity peaks, a little choppier in here. And then 39,337. Worst case drawdown at 52,1250. Let's look at Cobra 3 NQ. The theme of our portfolios is counter trend ES during the day and trend on the NQ. Gap continuation in Cobra 3 are trend strategies. SR counter trend 2 and Cobra CT are counter trend strategies. And Night Trader is a trend, but it trades at night, so we can trade the ES more trendy at night, but more counter trend during the day, and then trend trade the NQ during the day. Let's look at Cobra 3 NQ 4360, and here is the equity curve, and let's look at the average trade profit. It's 128. So nice results in all these. I like these setups. Wanted to show you with you how the 25K portfolio works in MultiCharts. I have this available in TradeStation in MultiCharts, and I'm finishing it up in NinjaTrader 8.